Short-haul international flights, they can be a real mixed bag, especially in Southeast Asia. So, what's it really like flying with Myanmar Airways International? We're going to find out. We're diving deep into the full passenger experience on their popular route from Bangkok to Yangon, breaking down everything from the moment you get to the airport to the moment you land. Let's get into it.
Okay, so the route we're looking at is a classic. It's that quick hop from Bangkok's Mueang Airport over to Yangon. We're talking about 600 kilometers, and the whole flight is just about 75 minutes long. This thing is a super important connection, you know? It's used by everyone from backpackers to business folks, which makes it a perfect way to see what a regional airline is really all about.
And here's the part that really grabs your attention, the price. You're looking at somewhere between 80 and 160 euros for a one-way ticket. I mean, for an international flight, even a short one like this, that is super cheap.
So that price tag immediately makes you wonder, right? For that little money, what's the catch? What's the journey actually like? Are you sacrificing a lot? Or are there maybe some surprising little bonuses in there? Well, that's what we're here to figure out. Let's break this whole trip down.
All right, let's start at the beginning. Part 1, the ground experience. I mean, before you even get on the plane, the airport and the whole boarding scene can totally set the tone for your entire trip. So you're kicking things off at Bangkok's Mueang International Airport, or DMK. Now, if you've done any budget flying around Southeast Asia, you probably know this place. It's a huge, constantly buzzing hub for all the low-cost airlines. Inside DMK, you've got everything you'd expect, really. Food courts, some duty-free shops, places to sit and charge your phone. Getting through security is usually pretty smooth, taking maybe 20 to 40 minutes. The only real downside? Man, this place can get packed during busy hours, so good luck finding an empty seat sometimes. But you know what? Even with all those crowds, the airport experience pulls a really strong 8.2 out of 10. That tells you that even though it's a hectic budget hub, DMK gets the important stuff right. It's efficient.
Okay, so you've navigated the terminal, and now it's time to board the plane itself, an Airbus A320, which is pretty much the workhorse for these short-haul flights. And get this, the boarding process was actually a major highlight. People said it was incredibly quick and super organized.
And that awesome efficiency earns it an 8.5 out of 10. That is a huge win. You're not stuck in some long, frustrating line. There's no confusion, just a really smooth, easy walk from the gate right to your seat. Love that.
All right, now for the part we've all been waiting for. What's the flight itself like? Let's talk about the cabin, the comfort, and the service once you're up in the air.
So when you get on board, it's your standard 3-3 economy setup. The seat pitch, so the space between your seat and the one in front, is about 30 inches, and the width is around 17 inches. Look, it's not going to win any awards for spaciousness. But here's the thing. For a quick 75-minute flight, it's totally fine. Does the job. And the score for seat comfort reflects that perfectly, a solid 7.8 out of 10. It's good enough for the short amount of time you're sitting there. Okay, now here's something you really don't see coming. On a flight this short and cheap, where most airlines would charge you for literally everything, Myanmar Airways actually gives you a free snack and a drink. It's a small touch for sure, but it feels like a full-service perk, and it really adds to the value. And that little gesture? It pays off big time in the scores. The food and beverage category gets a 7.9. It just goes to show you, a small freebie can make a massive difference in how you feel about the whole flight. But, okay, there had to be a trade-off somewhere, right? Well, here it is. There's no in-flight entertainment, no screens on the back of the seats, nothing. Yeah, and the score shows it, a 6.5, which is the lowest score of the whole trip. But let's be real. On a flight that's barely over an hour long, aren't most of us just watching something on our own phone or tablet anyway? So that quick hop over the border is done, and you've touched down in Yangon. Let's see what the arrival experience is like, and then we'll tally up all the scores. Arriving at Yangon International is surprisingly smooth. You get through immigration in about 20 to 30 minutes, which is pretty good. And all the important stuff you need, like changing money or grabbing a taxi, is right there when you walk out. So the arrival airport itself gets a 7.9. It's basically a sign that you're getting a nice, easy, hassle-free entry into the country. And that is exactly what you want after any flight, big or small. All right, let's sum it all up. The pros? The whole journey is super quick and efficient. The boarding process is a breeze. You get that amazing free snack, and it's all for a really great price.
The cons? Well, the legroom isn't great, there's zero entertainment provided, and your departure airport can be a bit of a zoo.
So when you look at the complete scorecard here, a pretty clear picture starts to form. The ground experience, both at the airports and the boarding itself, is a huge strength. And the in-flight part is pretty strong too, really only dragged down by the lack of entertainment, which honestly, we kind of expected.
So when you put it all together, what's the final verdict? The entire experience gets an overall score of 7.8 out of 10. And that score really tells the story. At the end of the day, this is a super reliable, pretty comfortable flight for anyone who's looking for good value and convenience. It does exactly what you need it to. It gets you from point A to point B quickly and efficiently, and it doesn't empty your wallet. Which brings us to a final question, really, for you to think about. When it comes to a short flight like this one, what do you care about most? Is it all about snagging the absolute lowest price you can find? Or would you be willing to shell out a bit more for perks like extra legroom or some in-flight entertainment? It's a good thing to ask yourself the next time you're booking a trip.